Hey guys, my name is Sean. I have been having ongoing issues with my care managers from Tri County Care. When I came over to Tri County Care, I explained to my care managers that when I talk to people on the phone, I curse. This is how I grew up when talking to people. Um, they then tell me um, that my mom didn't raise me the right way to be a nice, polite young man. And that my mom was a worthless piece of woman who didn't raise her children right, especially me. Let me first to tell everyone out there, my mom was the greatest mom on earth. My mom raised 5 boys and 1 girl on her own. I was extremely proud of her for what she had done, especially with my dad dying when I was 2 years old. I do not appreciate people putting my mother down since she died in my arms. So I've expressed to my care managers from Tri County Care that this is how I am and I'm not going to change for no one. They claim that I'm not a good man, and I go outside and I begin cursing, screaming, carrying onto other people, which is not true. I do curse in public when I'm provoked, just like everybody else in America. They told me that I'm lazy as well. They claim that I should have gone to get a job because I could work. But obviously, as you know, when you're on disability, you can lose your check. So Tri County Care made me feel like I was a worthless piece of garbage. And they made me feel like even sometimes thinking about doing things that I haven't thought about since my mom died in my arms. Then they've told me that I'm not able to do things on my own, and they made me feel like a self-centered, worthless piece of motherfucker garbage I am. They don't know how to treat any disabled clients of theirs. They need to actually start doing their job. I've asked for things and they refuse to go out and get those services for me. First of all, I'm in a program which is called self-direction. It's to make a person with disabilities more independent, and they do pay for house subsidy and things like that. But they make me Tri County Care doesn't do what they're supposed to do. They always have to belittle me. They tell me that I should believe in God, which I don't believe in God because there's a problem. My dad died when I was 2, and I had only my mom up until the age of 18 when she died from a gallbladder infection, and then it erupted into a full cardiac arrest where she happened to die on the main road in Florida at a traffic light. So, Tri-County Care belittles my mother's dead memory, and I don't appreciate that. And not only that, but they don't take down proper notes. They tell me that I have a mental issue. Well, it does come with a disability, but I have some mental retardation, but not all. It's not severe. They have told me that I want a service dog. Matt, who tells me that I can't get a service dog because I don't know how to take care of a dog, which is a bullshit friggin' lie, because everybody knows that they had a dog when they were little in Generation X in the 80s. I've had several dogs since I was a kid. So yes, I do know how to take care of an animal. And they put me down. They call me cripple and all this stuff. Jen, who is a supervisor, promised me that I would get staff from a community rehab, and she told me she was going to work closely with me and my care manager Matt and his supervisor, and obviously I'm still in the apartment by myself with no staff, and she had lied, and she made me feel like also a worthless piece of garbage person. She doesn't understand that her care managers make me feel like a worthless piece of garbage. People talk down to me. People make me want to do what they want. She then, because I was cursing at their care managers because they're not listening, and sometimes I do have trouble expressing myself nicely. I grew up knowing that if I get pissed off, it's okay to curse. Now, I mean, they put me down a lot, so yes, I do curse a lot. I don't feel that cursing is against the law, but Jen feels like to threaten me with throwing me out of Tri-County Care because of my behavior. Well, what about taking your own responsibilities for your own care manager's behavior, which they tell me I'm a lazy cripple and a lazy sack of piece of garbage because I won't work. And I explained to her that's only because of the self-direction program, because everything goes based on your income. So if you get Social Security and you have a job, you pay more. The house subsidy will pay less, and you pay more, which I'm not willing to pay more. I'm actually willing to pay less. Obviously, that's a good thing. But Jen, who's the supervisor of the care managers has lied to me because she promised me there would be staff in here, and she didn't. And she allowed her care managers to push religion onto me and who badmouth my mom's deceased memory. Jen and I had talked for many occasions. I've asked to speak to the CEO of the company of Tri-County Care, and she has told me no and to go fuck off. And that's unprofessional, obviously, by a care manager, supervisor, or even a care manager, which I actually pay her paycheck with the Medicaid dollars that I get. She tries to change the way I talk. I am not Jen's family or anything for that matter. I am Sean Patrick Cummins, and I'm proud of who I am and what I am. My mother made me into a strong, disabled person. I believe that no one has a right to make fun of me at all, and they belittle me as well. And Jen doesn't know how to be a supervisor because I don't know what her problem is. I don't know if it's my disability or the fact that I'm a guy and she's prejudiced against men, especially disabled men. But it's okay because I don't care about her opinions anymore. She's the one who's self-centered and worthless because she can't do her job right. She refuses to actually let me speak to the CEO of Tri-County because she's scared that she'll lose her job. I believe that she belongs in Walmart because of her bad attitude, because Walmart, which I worked there for 3 years, people have bad attitudes there that work. And Jennifer belongs right in Walmart because she makes people feel like they're worthless. And she doesn't know how to listen. She's judgmental, self-centered, and that's how I feel. I just don't feel. And also, back in the early parts of 2022, when things were reopening, I got Matt, who was my care manager at the time. I reached out to Matt, told him that I didn't have food in the house, and I passed out, okay, due to no food in the house. And Jen and Matt had claimed that they're not allowed to buy me food, to go to DCF, but DCF will not buy me food because my services are under the Office with People with Mental Disabilities. And I reached out to the governor of New York State, and I was also rushed to the hospital. Once I got to the hospital social services had contacted Matt and Tri-County. Then they were forced to buy me food because they didn't care about me. This is considered neglect by Tri-County Care. And I just don't feel that Tri-County Care really cares about their clients because they don't care too much about anything but getting a paycheck. They were rude and nasty when they bought me the food. They don't really care to provide services. They claim that they provide services, which is a bunch of horse doo-doo because they don't know how to do their job. And I don't understand why they put me down and make me feel like I'm a worthless, self-centered person. They tried to change my attitude. They tried to push religion onto me. They don't really work with me. They decide to accuse me of doing things to them. But however, for me to curse and scream, the other person would have to instigate things and incidents, and that's what Tri-County Care has done to me. And Jennifer, has told me that they provide services to me. How can you say to me that they provide services when they promised me things and they don't deliver on them? I believe that the OPWDD system should start firing people from Tri-County Care. The first person I would fire is Jennifer, because when I started a investigation, she instructed her care manager, Mel, and Mel's supervisor, Christine, to refuse to talk to me on the phone or to come and see me in person because of my behavior. What about their behavior? My Medicaid dollars pays for their paycheck. So, to me, if they're being rude to me, which they have been, they deserve everything they get from me. I'll make them feel like they're worthless. And Jen doesn't feel that I have any right or gainful access to the CEO of the company. Now, I'm actually thinking about taking legal action against Tri-County Care for pushing religion onto me, which is also against the law. Now, I had another care manager, Melrose, who actually almost put me into a diabetic coma. And how he did that was that I asked him to pick me up some food because I didn't have food at one point. And he explained to me that my blood sugar was 360. But the problem is, he instructed me to take the insulin without any food in the house. And he calls his nurse. I apparently whatever he told the nurse wasn't the truth, because no nurse is going to tell the whoever to take insulin without food, which is a bunch of horse to do, because you're not supposed to take insulin without food in the house. So I asked for a new case manager. They gave me, and she started out nice until she was instructed to not speak to me. So the issue with Mel was I asked Mel not to email me so much, because I don't exactly like reading emails, but I do read, obviously. And Mel decided to keep on emailing me. And I reached out to her a couple of nights ago because I was rushed to the hospital. And again, she did call this time, but then she followed it up with another email, which I explained to her that she doesn't need to email me, and she doesn't want to listen. So I explained to her she's lazy, she doesn't know how to read, she doesn't understand that I do not want emails. So apparently, she has told Jennifer that I was being abusive, which that isn't. Abusive is verbal, like Tri-County Care has given me, and pushing religious beliefs onto me, and trying to also put me in a reduced diabetic coma. I feel that Tri-County Care has tried to belittle, has tried to kill me against the better judgment. Apparently that Melrose has tried to want to kill me because he has explained to me that I should take insulin without food. Now, the problem with that, as everybody diabetic knows, you can't take insulin without taking food because it regulates and makes it equal while taking it and not crashing the way. So I believe I'm going to be suing Tri-County Care for pushing religious beliefs onto me. And I'm also going to be suing them for having Melrose to actually try to kill me with my own insulin. I believe that I'm right in this matter. Have a nice day, everyone.